Has everybody got enough champagne?
That was actually my bit. I was supposed to do that. Welcome everybody. Welcome everybody to Kat and Andy's wedding. It's been a great day so far, and it's about to get even better. We'll pass over now to the host with the most, is Keith.
Glasses now, Keith. You can't look cool enough, can you?
Ladies and gentlemen, for those of you that don't know me, I am Keith, the bride's stepfather, and it falls upon me to make the opening speech. Don't expect much, as I'm just warming you up for the others. Let me thank all of you for coming today. Kat and Andy have obviously worked very hard for months and months preparing everything, and it really shows. Anyway, I'm sure you will all agree with me that Kat looks absolutely stunning. I was so proud when she asked me to walk her down the aisle. And I'm even more proud that I managed it without tripping up or tripping on a beautiful dress. At this point, I'm supposed to give my fatherly advice to the happy couple.
Oh God.
However, Kat's mum has vetoed this part of the speech, so I will now hand you over to my wife for a more detailed expose of Kat's formative years.
Okay, be afraid.
God, what are you doing?
I'd like to open my speech with a short literary reference. It's the opening paragraph from Matilda by Roald Dahl, one of Kat's favourite authors as a child. Here it is. It's a funny thing about mothers and fathers. Even when their own child is the most disgusting little blister you can imagine, they still think that he or she is wonderful. Some even go further. They become so blinded by adoration, they manage to convince themselves their child has qualities of genius. Well, there's nothing very wrong with this. It's the way of the world. It's only when the parents begin telling us about the brilliance of their offspring that we start shouting, "Bring us a basin, we're going to be sick." So rather than dwell on Kaz' many wonderful traits and risk instilling nausea, we felt it may be more interesting to test her long-held reputation as the favourite, but a wouldn't melt goody-goody of my 3 children, against an objective measure, such as the 7 deadly sins. Number 1, pride. Defined here as putting one's own desires, urges, wants or whims before those of others. I remember one occasion vividly On which it could be argued that Kat put her vanity and desire for a makeover ahead of any concerns for her mother's well-being. At the mature age of 2, she allowed her brother to cut off her hair as well as his own. Don't ask how the two of them happened to be alone with scissors, it was done in a moment. The devastating results meant that none of us could go out in public for several weeks without ridicule. Number 2, lust.
Where's your sign? Hang on.
Not a sight. Coming. Hey!
Defined as passionate desire. Well, she does have previous for instilling this in others. This may be the moment to warn Andy about Kat's history of dalliances with older men. For example, I've got 2 examples. Aged 6, she refused a proposal of marriage. Admittedly, from a museum guide dressed as a Roman soldier on Hadrian's Wall. Aged 8, there was a flirtation with a Portuguese hotel waiter. Admittedly, she was very cute, and he was only teasing. Moving on. Number 3, gluttony. Defined as excess in eating. Should I mention here items such as mayonnaise, Doritos, chocolate oranges, Nutella? Age 5, we had the notorious Casper film incident. Whether it was a fervently denied fear of a cartoon ghost, or, as Kat has always insisted, simply feeling unwell as a result of an overdose of cinema confectionery, we shall never be certain. However, it did result in both of us having to make a hasty exit from the picture house, Kat with a face as pale as a spook, doomed to wander the darkened streets of Lyme Regis, till the rest of the family joined us at the end of the film. Kat doesn't do angry, but if you want to witness the nearest thing to it, mention the title of that film. Next one, I've forgotten the numbers now. Wrath. Defined as extreme anger. Kat is gentle and placid, but she can be formidable and fearless. I remember the time she rushed barefoot into the garden, picked up and physically restrained a dog, a vicious dog, who was chasing our cat. She's
use of force.
also gone into battle against hornets, though interestingly not this morning, when I had to deal with 2 of them by myself. And bravely vanquished an army of jumpy crickets, while the rest of us cowered behind her when they escaped from a box in Tom's room. He had a pet lizard at the time.
Cheers.
Next one. Sloth, defined as laziness. I'll simply draw attention here to Kat's penchant for pyjamas and her preference for running half marathons. Why not a full one? Next one. Envy, defined as covetousness towards traits or possessions of another person. At high school, Kat was generally a diligent, conscientious girl regarding her schoolwork. So imagine my shock and disbelief when I received a phone call to tell me she'd been given a detention. Imagine my confusion when I learned the detention was for plagiarism. Allegedly, don't spoil my punchline. Allegedly, Kat had so coveted another student's work that she'd copied it. Imagine my double confusion to discover the other student concerned was her brother Tom, who I'm sure he won't mind me saying was not known for his academic plans. Of course, the pieces of the puzzle gradually fell into place. It was in fact Tom who copied Kat's work. Greed, defined as intense or excessive desire, especially for material possessions. Kat doesn't have a greedy bone in her body, but she does have a hunger for fairness and equality. In her work, she campaigns tirelessly for the needs of others, for the rights of the disempowered, and for a voice for those who can't speak out for themselves. We applaud her greed for justice. Finally, back to thrive. Putting one's own desires, urges, wants and whims before the welfare of others. While Kat has insisted on growing up and getting married, with not a thought as to how old that makes me feel. This is the girl who, as a 3-year-old, once solemnly promised me she would never be 4, as she knew I wanted her to stay my little girl. Oh, I'm going to cry. I know I'm her mum. I'm biased. Echoes of Roald Dahl again. But Kat's beautiful. Beautiful inside and out, and smart and choosy. Andy, she's very choosy, and she chose you.
Andy, welcome to the family. Helen and I know you will look after Kat for us, and we wish you both the best of everything as you journey together into the next phase of your lives. In conclusion, the deadly sins do have a relevance here. You may have noticed we have taken letters from each of the sin to create a sentence epitomising, big word, what we hope will be the cornerstone of your marriage. Top table, please raise your placards.
To Helen and Keith.